Welcome to the carnage.
And welcome back to the carnage, everybody. Today we're going to talk about singles events. And why are we talking about this? Because it's one of those things where these videos keep popping up with women asking, why don't men ever attend these events? I just don't understand. There's always, hundreds of women there, but there's never any men. So I figured I'd make this video in hopes to, kind of point out some of the obvious reasons why men don't go to these things and some of the reasons why maybe these ladies aren't quite grasping, especially continuously make these videos with bad advice for men, and some of their takes on why men do not go to these you typically are not the reasons why men don't go to these. So that's what we're going to get into today. There's some doozies in here of some videos, and we're going to point out some of the hypocrisy of why these women think that these men don't go to these events. So let's get right into it.
Are you a single man in Utah who has sworn off dating? If you are, I need you to listen. Your instinct might be to comment that you're not dating and to scroll past this, but I want you to listen. Even though you say that, I do think that there's a part of you who maybe was hurt in the past and you're still wanting to date. Or maybe you know somebody like this. Or maybe you just know a guy who's single and who's awesome and who's really great and deserves love in their life. Hi, my name is Janelle and I run Craft Club and we do dating events in Salt Lake City. And if you're feeling like I don't want to date, this isn't really it's a place for you to get out of your comfort zone and meet new people, which is honestly just the first step into getting back into it. Or even though you've sworn it off, it's just something fun to do. We have really fun women who come out. We have really fun collabs that we do. So this one will be at Flankers, and we're partnering with Don Julio. They're sponsoring our craft that we're doing. We're painting skull mugs. And then you just get to rotate every 5 minutes and meet new people. Afterwards is a really fun happy hour. Flankers opens up their karaoke rooms and their golf simulator. It's honestly just a really fun night. So even though maybe you're not wanting to date or wanting to get back into it, or it feels really scary, I think you should come try it. It's on October 16th at Flankers. If you want to sign up, it is $25. We are sold out for women, but we do have some openings for men.
And there's reason number one. So most of these singles events, women not only get in for free, they drink for free, they get everything for free, but they want men to flip the fucking bill, right? They want men to pay, an entry fee and then buy the alcohol and blah, blah, blah. And they wonder why men don't want to go to these things, because it's just a congregation of women, again, living on the side of free and expecting men to pay to go to these stupid things, to basically get rejected 150 times in 2 hours.
So it's on our website. The link is in our bio. So sign up, comment if you have any questions. Ages are 25 to 40-ish.
Again, with the male loneliness epidemic, which I still to this day I find hilarious that these women just came up with this theory on their own, right? That men are just they're just lonely and they like being alone. So there's this epidemic of desperate, depressed men out there that are sitting in their basement, crying because they can't find a woman. No, that's not it at all. That's not even remotely touching base on it at all. Two points to make there, right, is that there is no male loneliness epidemic. There's a women told men to fuck off epidemic, and that epidemic came from them. I'm glad they don't touch base on this, right? That they're like, I wonder why men don't do any of these things anymore. Gee, I wonder why. They just woke up one day and just decided to be lonely. No, that's not it. Men woke up one day and was like, what is in this bullshit for me? Nothing, right? I get to spend all my money. I got to take women on dates. I get nothing but rejected. And even if I do find one that doesn't reject me, it's going to be one of these women who are desperate. They've got 3 kids and they're just looking for a sugar daddy.
Singles events are one of the most underrated ways to meet single women. I'm not talking about cringy speed dating in a Hilton ballroom. It's 2025. The game has changed. One of my personal favorites is Pitch a Friend, where people give short, funny PowerPoint presentations pitching a single friend. I'm not affiliated with Pitch a Friend, this is unsponsored, but their events draw in hundreds of singles and their audience tends to skew heavily female and cute. So if you're single, look up Pitch a Friend and events like this in your city.
Men always assume this, and I, for the life of me, do not understand. Anytime my friend and I invite guys to come to our singles events, they always assume that it's going to be 80% majority men. Like, they'll be like, oh, like, I think it's going to be a sausage fest. Like, I think I speak for most guys when I say, like, we're not going to come because it's all going to be other guys. That's not the case, ever. Like, I've gone to multiple singles events. I'm hosting singles events now myself. In every situation, it's majority women.
No, actually, again, like I said earlier, and you know, the presentation of what we were doing today, we were going to go over why men typically don't go to these things and women's versions of why men don't go to these things. Most men know, you know, right off the gate that most men aren't going to attend. So they know that they may be one of the only guys there to begin with. Right. And that's going to be scary for a guy to be like the lone dude in a sea full of women. And so now all focus is on them. Right. They're like, oh, crap. You know, I'm going to have all these women hitting me up, talking to me, and I'm the only guy here. That's scary for any guy. I mean, to be rejected that many times without any brotherly support just doesn't sound fun. Most men that I know don't go to these and don't think, well, gee, it's just going to be a bunch of dudes there. They know damn good and well that's not the case. So again, that I don't know where she got that. And she says her guy friends said this to her. I highly, highly doubt that.
And they're all really cool, fun, attractive women. In New York, women here, in my personal experience, they are very willing to sign up for events. They're willing to put in effort to make connections with people, both platonic and romantic. And I have found it not to be the case for men.
And there you go, platonic, right? You're going to a singles event. I'm going to go see if I can find some male friends. So I don't actually have to like commit to a relationship and actually give up the vag. I just want to use guys for what I need guys for, to come change my tire and, you know, protect me and do all these things that I need from a boyfriend. I just don't want an actual boyfriend.
And so I don't know where that perception's coming from. If anyone has any idea, what is that barrier? The reason that we're reaching out to these men is because it's harder to get men to sign up for these events. And yet when we ask them to sign up, they say they don't want to sign up because they think it will all be men. And it's like, no, the reason I'm reaching out to you is because there is no men. Like, what is it? I don't understand.
They're being nice. If they're telling you this, they're just doing it to be nice. Like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know, it's gonna be a sausage fetch. I don't want no part of that. They're doing that, putting you down easy. They're trying to make it easy on you, right? They're giving you a lie that is believable to you. They don't want to tell you that they don't want to go through the rigmarole of talking to 100 different women, being rejected 99 times, and only finding the one woman there that shows any interest in them. Probably doesn't match up with that guy's values and morals anyways, and is very likely a porn star, an OnlyFans model, something along those lines. And men know this. That's why a lot of these women go to these events, because they can't find men other places.
Come to you filled with female rage, as we've been duped again by the male species. Take a deep breath. Met a man on a dating app. Actually seemed like he had promise, seemed like he had his shit together, seemed like a nice guy, had some qualities I was looking for. He planned a nice little date for us this morning, brunch, drinks, my favorite. Anyways, he asked for my number. I don't typically give my number out before the date. I like to see how the date goes. But I obliged because, again, seemed like a promising candidate for once. This has also never happened to me before, so I'm a little rattled right now. Anyways, he's been chit-chatting me up, and then yesterday, we don't talk, which is fine, I had a busy day. But I don't hear from him, like last night, nothing. I'm like, does he not know the rule about follow-up? Like, politeness? Check in, make sure I'm still good to me. This morning, nothing. I get up, I shower. I get up early, I shower. Earlier than I would have liked for a Saturday, and I was about to put heat on this hair. I was about to blow dry this, for crying out loud. I text him, because we're supposed to meet in an hour. And I get a text back. Sorry, I realize I'm not in a place to date anymore, but I wish you all the best. Excuse me? You couldn't even text a girl? Let her know you had to let me go through the whole shenanigans of this morning, and I had to text you? And people wonder why I'm so single.
Like if you were to do it in a bar, right? There's a chance that the person you're approaching is in a relationship, or they're just not in the mood to talk. I think we've all been there, right? Like, you've gone out with your friends and you're like, this is about me and my friends. This is not about other people tonight. And so I really think going to these dating events is such an untapped opportunity for men. And it's crazy to me because women's tickets for events sell out so quickly all the time. I've seen events where the women's tickets sell out within 15 minutes.
Because they don't actually pay for it. That's the thing. Most of these events, women get in free. So, of course, these women are like, cool, yeah, free tickets, awesome. I'm going to go. I'm going to be around a bunch of girlies. I'm going to get free fucking booze. And all I got to do is show up. And I'm not really there. And a lot of these women aren't. They're not there to find men. They're there for free food, free drinks, and to hang out with girls and shit on men. That's the only reason they're going. And men know this.
And then men's tickets are still available until like an hour before the event. It's crazy. So yeah, I think I really believe in dating events, especially because I think there's actually way more manners in dating events. The problem with dating apps is like things like ghosting, and ghosting to me is a lack of respect and manners, right? It doesn't take much to say, nice talking to you, but I don't feel a connection, goodbye. Like, it doesn't take much to do that. But because we're digital and we're just constantly swiping.
Except the fact that when men do that, typically we get hit with the text of, well, you're not a real man anyways, you're probably gay, and you just don't want to date me because you're probably hung like a fucking termite. And those are the typical rejection type responses that we get from women. So, no, it's not as easy for a guy to reject a woman as it is for a woman to reject a man, because most men, I'm not saying all, but most men would be like, yeah, whatever, fuck off, I don't care. But when you reject a woman, there's always some clap back. Like, oh, you actually thought I was really interested in you? No, this was just a joke. I was just fucking with you. You know, stupid shit like that.
Event. It's all women.
That's exactly
I don't want to do them anymore because it's so hard to get men to sign up. And I had one a few weeks ago, and one of the guys was like, please do this again. This was awesome. I'm like, I will do it again if you promise to like get friends to come. Like, it's so hard to get guys to sign up. And he's like, no, why would I want more competition?
Yeah.
But why? Like, I guess both perspectives. Like, what do you think? But also as a guy. So if you told me when I was 27, hey, there's a singles event where there's going to be 20 to 25 really cool women, I'd be like, yeah, like that's sick. Like, why would I not go? I go to the bar to meet the single woman.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I go to the singles event where they actually want to meet me too?
Yeah.
But as guys, why did we never go to them?
Yeah, doesn't it take away like the thing of rejection? Like,
well, my perspective was this. I feel like guys are super sensitive to get rejected. And when you go to a singles event, there's an expectation that you should hook up or you should like meet somebody.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's like, oh, well, you got rejected. And maybe if you hit on somebody there and they don't like you, it's very in your face.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get rejected at a bar, it's so like sugar coated and it's so like
kind of disappear.
You can disappear or like just pretend like something happened. You could hide.
Single men, help me out.
And I'm not sure why that one specifically says AI generated, because that's actually from a podcast that was on. So I got no idea why. So kind of looked through to see if I could find that podcast, and there is one, and then the podcast itself doesn't say AI generated. So I'm not sure why that says that, but I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Here, okay? Leave it in the comments. DM me, whatever you're most comfortable with. I actually want your opinion, believe it or not. Your opinion counts just as much. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. My question is, what do you think is holding men back from wanting to go to a singles event? Do you think that men think they will look desperate? Do you think men are scared of rejection? Do you think it's a pride thing? Please tell me. I would love to know the opinion on the male end, because I'm really trying to kind of crack the code here. Like, what would it take for you men to feel more motivated to come to a singles event? So let me know in the comments. Thank you.
I mean, there's a plenty of men out there that have expressed why they don't go to these things. And yeah, some of it is just, sugarcoating it. Like, I just don't want to go because of, A, Y, B, Z, D, A, right? I don't want to go for these reasons. But the typical reason why men don't go to these is not scared of rejection, but that's typically what it is, right? A man goes, he sits down with 30 women, and out of those 30 women, he may make a connection with one that he actually likes, and the one that he makes a connection with typically probably doesn't have any connection to him. So it's a waste of his money. It's a waste of his time, right? And again, most of these events, I don't know why women, haven't figured this out yet. Either make the male side free and charge women, because since it's women who typically go to these things and not men, and you want more men to come, why would a man want to spend all this money to go get rejected for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, and have to, flip the bill to do it? I mean, who in their right mind would want to fucking do that? Like, you're going to go pay to not only get rejected, sexually frustrated, but you're also going to have to pay for every amenity there just so these women can continue to do these singles events. You're flipping the bill, guys, for them to keep doing these stupid events.
Where do single men between the ages of 28 and 40 go on Saturdays? And I don't mean like a specific restaurant or a specific location. I mean, generally speaking. Are they at the gym? Are they at a bar watching football? Are they on a hike? Are they at home doing additional work? Are they at the driving range? Are they getting brunch with their friends? What does a 28 to 40-year-old single man's typical Saturday look like? Because I can tell you what a Saturday for a 28 to 40-year-old single woman looks like. As part of my fall of outdoors, I'm trying to integrate experiences where I get to meet the male species. Every time that I've tried to do that, the places that I end up tend to be proliferated with 24-year-old men screaming at a television about football. For example, my Saturday looks like this. I wake up, I take my dog on a walk, I try to get in a gym class of some sort, Pilates, some kind of stretching class, I take a shower, make a cup of coffee, make my breakfast, and then I try and do about 2 hours of either work or personal, errands. And then from about 12 p.m. until approximately 5 p.m. I try and do something social with my friends. We'll go to a bar to watch a football game, go to the beach for the afternoon, whatnot. And then I typically stay in on Saturday night, order in DoorDash, watch a movie, have a glass of wine, and go to bed. That's the male equivalent of that, so I know where to find you guys during the period of 12 to 5.
Well, generally speaking, being an older male myself, Saturdays, I work all week, 60 hours a week. So typically Saturday is I have to get caught up on, home type stuff, right? Whatever's gotten broken over the week, or, projects that I have to do. So typically on a Saturday, I don't go out. And the reason you're finding 24-year-old men is typically that's who is out at bars and restaurants, is younger men who don't have families yet. They're not married. They don't have their own home. They maybe only work, 20, 30 hours a week. So they're not out and about. With older men, I should say, are not out and about. These men are still kind of in their party phase. They're like hanging out with the boys, watching, football, or, going to grab a couple drinks with some friends or whatever, going to the club. So if you're looking for older men, you're not going to find them in those locations, because typically older men have, established lives. You want to find, older guys. Yeah. You're going to have to probably look a whole lot harder than your local bar or club lady. Sorry. But there you go. So what do you guys think? I honestly can't put this any nicer to women, is that men do not go to these. They cost us money, and it's usually a waste of our time. And it's not so much that it's embarrassing or, that it's a depressive type situation for us. It's just, who wants to spend X amount of dollars to get, fucking rejected by 99.9% of the women there. And besides that, most of the women there aren't even there, again, like I said, for looking for a boyfriend. They're looking for, men to put in the friend zone that they can get something out of, whether it's free food, or a guy to come over and fix their fence, or a guy to talk to about the guy she really likes, or whatever the case is. So why would men want to spend money to go get put in the friend zone? I don't know. But ladies, you're just going to have to give it up. Singles events is never going to be something that you want it to be. And if you wanted it to be better, I would suggest making it free for men to go, because man's not going to want to spend his hard-earned money to get fucked over for 2 hours. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you get a chance, hit like, subscribe, and we will catch you all on the next one.